Okay, we're back with the 5.1 to 5.4 test review. And on this video, we're going to start with problem number 5. So let me zoom in a little bit here and actually, maybe make it a little more visible there. Okay. Hang tight while I change the quality here. Okay. Looks like we're good. Okay, on this problem 5, we're first of all given an x value of 0 and a y value of 24, which we're going to plug into this little equation we were given here. So the y is 24, and the x value we're given is 0. And you can see that this is 0 times a, which just cancels off, and now we know c is 24. So then we come at it again with new information. We got that x and that y, and this information about the c here is 24. So we're going to put a 20 in for the y. And we don't know what a is yet, but this time around we're going to use -4 for the x. And we have new information, the c is 24. So that takes us to 20, and -4 squared is 16. Subtract 24 from both sides and divide by 16. So you find out that a is equal to -1/4. So when it asks us for the equation of the curve, we're going to put both pieces of information back in. So this is the value we'll use for a up here, and this is the value we'll use for c. So the answer will be -1/4 for a and 24 for c. And then we're going to use our calculator here to check this answer. So you go to your y equals key, and I'm going to go up there and turn my plot 1 back off. You might not have to do that, but I'm going to type this in. My favorite way to type it in is just using parentheses for the fraction, like this. That's my -1/4. I'll type x squared. I usually just type x times x plus 24, and I've got it all in there. I'm going to say zoom 6 to get the picture going. And you can see this thing is coming around like that, and I'm going to expand the screen in the upwards direction by hitting window and going to, I don't know, maybe 30 there for the y maximum, and hitting graph again. So here it comes. And the way I'm going to check this is by tracing to see if these 2 points are there. So I'm going to hit trace, and right away 0, 24 pops up. And I'm going to hit -4 enter and see if -4, 20 is also on the graph, and you can see it on screen there. So we know that we've done this one correctly. Okay, this is a similar problem here. Number 6, I didn't leave enough room in this box, so I'm going to have to get creative here. The y is 12 when the x is -3. Okay, if you rearrange this here, you're going to get 9a plus 1c and I'm going to put the 12 on the other side now. And then I'm going to put the other numbers in. And rearranging it gives 16a plus 1c. And that gives 26. So now I'm going to solve this. It's a system of equations, and I'm going to solve it using matrices. X equals A inverse B, and we're going to be using the matrix 9, 1, 16, 1 as the A matrix. Put your inverse on it. I'll show you how to do this in a minute. And then you put next to it the B matrix of 12, 26. And we'll find out what this is. You can watch me do it here. I'm going to quit to the home screen here. Okay, alpha zoom 2 by 2 and set up a matrix with 9, 1, 16, 1. Touch your inverse key. It's right here. And then go alpha zoom 2 by 1 and put a little skinny matrix in with 12. Use your right arrow, 26. And this gives us an answer of 2, -6. Now when you do this, your first variable was A over here on the left. That's the top one. The one that's next to it is C. So now we're ready to write the final answer here. It's y equals ax squared plus c. And in this case, we're using 2 for A and -6 for C. Now we're going to check this quickly by going to the y equals line and graphing it. Zoom 6 to get the picture going. When it settles down, I'm going to trace to see if these 2 points are actually on the graph. Oops. Trace, -3 enter, and it says -3, 12. And then 4 should give 26. So I'll hit 4, enter, and 426 shows up. So we've got the right answer here. All right, so that's problems 5 and 6. We'll see if we can get a few more in here. Okay, number 7, all we have to do is, let's see, graph this, label the vertex on the axis of symmetry. Well, this is given to us in standard form, and when it's given to us in standard form, you're going to find the first part of your vertex with a little formula. Here's your b value. The opposite of b would be positive 12 instead of -12, and then 2 times the value of a. So we have 12 over 6, which is 2. Now I'll take that value and right away find the axis of symmetry here. X equals 2. You use this h value on the other side, and we have a vertical line that goes through there. So we've actually done that part of the directions. Now, if you bring that h value over to the middle of your t-chart and put a v in front, eventually when you find the other side of this, you'll have labeled the vertex, and I'm going to go ahead and anticipate that we're done with that. Now, growing, you get to 3, 4, and 5 on the right of 2, and 1, 0, and -1 on the left of 2. Now what we do to find the rest of these is you go to the y equals key and type in your formula, your equation, just like that. Then you go second table settings and start your table at this value at the top, -1 in our problem, and turn it in automatic mode. Then you go second table, and you should be able to see some symmetry here if you go to that middle point. Sure enough, you see the -3s on either side of that +6. So I'm just going to take these numbers and transfer them over here as I graph this. The k value, that's the other half of our vertex, is -6. So you go 2 to the right and 6 down. There's your vertex. And then we had on either side of that, we had -3 for the height. And then it goes to a height of 6. And then it goes to a height of, you can see it here on the last one, 21. So I'll put that on the table, but there's not enough room on the graph to get that one to show. So I'll just go ahead and finish this out here. And there's the graph of the parabola. We've got the vertex here. We've got the axis of symmetry. So that problem is done.